Hey guys, and welcome back to Brexit Britain, a country who decided it was going to go on a skydive. Instead of hiring a plane to jump out of, Britain decided to go to a block of flats in the London area. The block of flats was only 3 stories high. Britain decided to jump off the block of flats and pull its parachute out. Unfortunately, that is not enough time to open a parachute. And also, guys, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages you sent me, and a special thanks here to everyone who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go through all your messages and I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all your messages for definite. So, our care homes, right, are in an absolute crisis because I believe it's like between 57 and 60,000 people who were sacked from there yesterday. So at the moment, we're just waiting to hear all the fallout. But I can tell you that if that many staff has gone from there, then that is going to collapse, right, this weekend. Right, because a lot of these homes will have to close. I've heard about one that lost 14 members of staff. Right, so obviously that's that situation that obviously I don't know, if they've got staff they can just get on tap like that, but that situation cannot carry on. There's no way that situation can carry on. I saw another one where the woman had only one of the women she'd only slept for like 2 hours, right, and then she was back working. So so that situation is just a situation that's just going to be, it can't really carry on. But I don't know if you've noticed yet that at the moment everything in this country they're saying is the worst ever. Right, fuel cost highest ever. Right, NHS waiting lists, right, longest ever. Everything, right. But then here's the thing, right? When you put a clown in charge of the country, right, because in the last election, yeah, you had a chance between a serious, decent politician, right, or the clown, right, yeah, and for some reason Britain looked and thought, oh, actually, yeah, we got the moonshot. Okay, we're gonna reach to the moon. Right? We've got world beating, a world beating way of splashing out £37 billion to your friends and your family. That's a world beating way of doing that. Right? This country has. When I say this country has fallen to pieces, it has absolutely fallen to pieces. Right, but and what gets me, right, is the way how these people are talking about, like they want some type of inquiry into why things are so bad. Things are so bad, yeah, because these people have put us under like years and years of austerity. Right, cut all the services. Right, got rid of how many hospital beds. Right, the NHS, right, is in a complete mess, right, because of the Tories. But all this time, remember, all this time, the Tories have always wanted to privatise the NHS. Right, that's the thing, right, and the British people know that, right, and they skate very, very close, very, very close to the surface all the time, right. But the Tories, right, they're deliberately doing this. So the next thing you know, right, before you know it, right, they're going to have an insurance health system, right, which you pay for. They'll still probably charge you. They'll still probably charge a national health service too, right? But that's what they're pushing everyone over to. Everybody they're pushing over to that. Right? One of my friends, yeah, he had one of his children, yeah, had something wrong with one of their ears, some type of infection or something like that, right? Couldn't really get into the couldn't get sorry, it was his wife. Couldn't really get into the NHS, right? couldn't find, when they got into like into casualty, right? They couldn't, obviously they couldn't get a specialist because because you need like a ear, nose, and throat specialist to deal with something in your ears, right? Couldn't find someone. Next thing, they had to go to Harley Street, right? And it cost them £500. Right? So this is the type of thing. Right? Luckily for them, they've got the money. They've got the money to pay that. Luckily for them, they've got the money to pay that. Right? But if that happened to you, do you have the money to pay that? See, this is the problem, right? This is the problem that we're facing right now, right? These people, right, have devalued our NHS, right? The ambulances queuing up outside. And remember, this is not down to coronavirus. This is just like the natural progression of the NHS itself, right? Because when you come in, right, and then you cut a load of beds, right, where are you expecting sick people to go to? Right, close down hospitals, right? You defund the services, right? The ambulances are in a complete mess, right? After every ambulance drops off a patient, remember the ambulance nowadays, they have to be deep cleaned because of coronavirus. So the ambulance has to be deep cleaned before they can go back out, right? But a lot of them are queuing up with people in the back of them waiting to get into casualty. Because that is what's going on in this country right now. But I'm quite sure, that all of you, working class Tories, universal credit Tories, benefit Tories, and TiVos, right? I'm quite sure that you all knew what you was voting for when you voted for this particular Brexit government. I'm quite sure that you was voting knowing that, we know that soon everything's going to be the worst. Everything in this country is going to be the worst. Worst it could possibly be. Everything. But this is what you voted for. But anyway, so let's speak about some Brexit. Right, 4 out of 5 businesses are increasing their prices due to Brexit. That's what you voted for as well, right? Because I'm quite sure, that when Jacob Rees-Mogg said, there'll be cheap shoes for peasants, he was just taking the piss, right? That's what he was doing. He was saying, what, we can just say anything to these people, don't worry about it. Because after it's done, right, we'll just be like, well, it's not our fault you're so stupid. Because that's what Jacob Rees-Mogg is thinking. He's just like, well, I don't know how we've managed to convince them of this, right? Especially considering, right, that his dad, right, wrote a book, How to Make Goddamn Motherfucking Money Out of a Crisis. So that Jacob Rees-Mogg, I guarantee you, so far in Brexit, Jacob Rees-Mogg has probably made £500,000 a day, quite easily. Right? Because you see those people, he knows how to make money out of a crisis. Right? And unfortunately for Boris Johnson, because Boris Johnson, right, just always wanted to be Prime Minister, right? He surrounded himself, with people who would put him there, but those people had a different agenda, right? Because let me tell you, right, all that's going on in Brexit, right, Boris Johnson has no control over. He's got no control over it, right? You don't see how Lord Frost can the EU calm down? Yeah, calm the fuck down, because you've been told to calm the fuck down. That's the reason why Lord Frost said that he calm down. Because the EU just said to him, America just said to him, you need to calm down. Stop even threatening, right, to invoke Article 16. Stop it. That's how the Americans just dealt with it. Done. What are we going to say to them? There's buses being burnt out on roads, right, in Ireland, right? The loyalists are kicking off. They're proper kicking off over there, right? They're hijacking buses and burning them out. Right? They're taking this back, right, to the 1970s. But you see, you've got to understand, these people have been waiting to do this for the longest of time, right? And Boris Johnson was warned, do not interfere with the Good Friday Agreement. Because, Boris Johnson hasn't got it within him, right, to be able to deal with that situation. Right. He's not a politician he's not a strong politician that can deal, because that takes real strong heads to have got that agreement in the first place. And then for Boris Johnson, right, to come along, right, and think that he could put his stupid hands all over it and he was going to be able to do some, he's just crazy in his fucking head, right? Stupid. Right, I know, anytime I call him stupid, a lot of people say, no, he's not stupid, he's calculating, he knows, he's a very clever, right? But this, interfering with Ireland, was stupid, because you don't interfere with that shit, right? You don't do that, right? That's why the Americans have just had to step in and say, listen, right, calm the fuck down, you need to behave your fucking self. Right, that's the reason why they've done that, and just slap down Boris Johnson and slap down Lord Frost, right? And now, right, those guys have got no more moves now. They're out of moves, because all they had was Article 16. That was it. So now they're completely out of moves, and they, right, are at the EU's mercy now. Right, all the talk about the ECJ, yeah, they've got to stop all that now. They can't even, they can't even say, we'll invoke they can't do that now, because the Americans have told them, have already told them no, right? And you see, in America, yeah, remember the Irish lobby is very, very strong in America. A lot of, Joe Biden is Irish himself, right? So this is the reason why, right? It was never ever a good idea. I'll be straight with you, right? Do you know? No one really picked up on the whole Ireland thing, right? Until a few months, literally a few months, right, before Boris Johnson actually pulled us out. Well, maybe about 2 years before Boris Johnson actually pulled us out of the EU, right? Now, I'll be straight with you. When that first came up, right, I believed, right, that Boris Johnson would just be like, actually, this is not a good idea. I'm just going to squash this whole Brexit thing. I'm not going to sign the treaty to get us out. I'm not going to do it. Right? I thought that's what was going to happen at that point, because people would have looked and seen Ireland and thought, oh, actually, no. But no. And now, right, you've got this guy here, Gordon Lyons. Right? He's from the Don't Understand Politics Party, the DUPP. It's the DUP, but because they don't understand politics party. Right, but he's in the Netherlands, right, and he's promoting the hell out of the Irish Protocol, talking about how Irish businesses have made £25 million, right, since the because this is all new to them. That part of the EU is all new to Ireland. Yeah, he's talking about how they've done, and they've done so well, and all of a sudden, yeah. He's back in Ireland and he's winding up the loyalists. He's telling them how bad the protocol is and how they need to invoke Article 16. And you think to yourself, are you seriously? Right? You're not even doing this behind people's back. You're just doing it in their face. You're in the Netherlands 1 minute promoting the Irish protocol, and the next thing, right, you're back in Ireland, right, saying how terrible the Irish protocol is. But that's who these people are, because they don't understand politics, right? But another Brexit bonus, right? DHL, right? They're gone now. DHL said, you know what now? We're going to be flying under an Austrian flag now, because DHL run like about 100 aircraft in the EU, right? And most of them was running out of Britain under British flag, obviously. Right, but now they just moved their whole operation over to Austria, right? Along with I think EasyJet, another one is just like just moved theirs over to. I think Ryanair must have just been based out of Ireland, right? But all these people are all just gone, because that's another Brexit bonus. But I do know, yeah, that you Brexiters knew what you was voting for, and that's exactly what you was voting for. So we'd have brilliant companies like DHL get the fuck out of this country and go and fly under an Austrian flag. If it wasn't such stupid racist motherfuckers, right, none of this shit would be happening. Right? This country is in pieces, and that is down to you stupid ass racist motherfucking Brexiters. And you know something? It serves you right. I am laughing at you. Anyway, guys, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'm the MC John Ribs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.